Welcome to Wisdom Wednesdays, where you get short spiritual lessons. And today I'm going to be talking about a two-part lesson called discernment. And the first one would be discernment, and that would be detecting dishonesty in someone. So I feel like this is important, especially to a lot of light workers, which are very much so trusting, loving. They're so busy with their light worker work that they're not really thinking about the intentions of the other person. So I'm doing this not to be negative, but to be positive and be able to help my other brothers and sisters that are light workers out there that want to make this place a better world. So as a child, it was very hard for me to be able to pick up dishonesty in people because I thought all people told the truth. And for many years, it was very hard for me to see that in people because I really, truly want to see the best in them. However, it's important to understand why people might lie, not tell the truth, or veer away from the truth. And not all of it is insidious. Sometimes it's for other reasons. So one of the reasons that people, a normal person, a regular person that doesn't lie on a regular basis, might lie to you is that maybe something has happened. They really don't want to hurt your feelings. And so they avoid that. I always give the example of, hey, how does my butt look in these pants? And then, you go, oh yeah. And if someone asks you that, you want to make sure it's always great. Terrific. So again, that's some gentle white lying. We want to always say, we want to be polite. So that's not really what I'm talking about. But there are many cases that people don't want to tell you the truth because they don't want to hurt your feelings. Or what they'll do is they'll slide over the truth, or they'll dance around the truth. They'll give you partial truths because they don't want to hurt your feelings. I mean, you see this when people, for example, when in adolescence, you're dating and someone doesn't want to hurt your feelings, that you might find out that your old boyfriend or girlfriend's dating someone else. So these are the kind of things that's understandable. So not wanting to hurt your feelings. The other is that maybe they're embarrassed by their own actions and they're afraid to really come clean and tell on themselves. Now, keep in mind that it hasn't exactly been safe for people to speak the truth and come clean because they've been reprimanded, they've been made wrong. So one of the first things we want to do if we want someone to come clean is let them know that they can be honest with us, and whether, it's good or bad, that you'll work through it together. And that is if you want to remain in a friendship with someone. The other would be that it could be maybe you don't know someone well, and it could be they have something you want. It could be your time, your talents. It could be whatever it is. Maybe they want to learn from you. Maybe they're not being totally honest with their intentions, and it's something that you have that they want. And that's probably the most common one. And it can also be go into the realm of unethical, whereas maybe they want your boyfriend or girlfriend. Maybe they want your job. Maybe they want they can't have your talents. So maybe they'll try to make you last so they can get the acknowledgments at work. But it doesn't have to be dishonest. It can be that someone just wants something what you have, and yet they're covenant over you and jealous. It's probably not a good thing, but sometimes intentions, it's best to use honesty to say, I really need your help with. I really would like to know about this. Can you help me? And give the person an opportunity to say yes or no. But if it is more insidious and it's sneaky, then they're probably not going to tell you. And there's reasons for that. It could be that they want to become friends with you so they can destroy your self-confidence. Then you start making mistakes. They earn your trust, and then the mistake starts happening and doubts within yourself. Now, these kind of particular people generally are expert liars, and I'm just going to use the word liars. It's not a pretty word, but I think everybody knows what that is. And then we usually fall in with a couple kinds of people. Sometimes people get into bad habits of lying because telling the truth was not safe for them. And they don't know the difference between telling the truth or not telling the truth. Then you have the other kind, which some of you are familiar with, which are narcissists. And they are pros, and they are manipulative. And those are the ones we need to be careful about, because the ones that are really good are slick. Oh boy, are they slick. And they're very seductive and very charming, these people, and they can be all statures of life. Now, a narcissist, let me clear that up, what that means for people that don't totally understand. That's for someone, you could say they're stuck on themselves, that they're really into themselves, but that always isn't shown. It could be, oh, I'm so weak, I'm just a victim. Oh, it's just, poor me. And then they're secretly trying to destroy. But generally, a narcissist at the bottom core cares only about themselves. And if you notice, they'll speak only about themselves. Even if it's, woe, it's me. Oh, I never get it right. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's still about themselves. Then you have other types that are saying, I'm going to go here. I'm going to do this. Well, I did that. Now they'll speak of you just to pull you into the conversation, and then it'll flip back to them. And they're basically, when they do speak about you, they will gain your interest, they will gain your trust. And then they usually start out by a lot of compliments and, oh, how great. And if it weren't for you being a friend, what would I do? And then at the end, then when things starts falling apart, they make it feel like it's your fault that you did it. And you walk around feeling guilty. The ones that are very smooth do this very well. It's very hard to detect. So these type of people speak in a certain way. Now, this isn't all or some of them, and they're very clever. The best way to catch people, their true intentions with you, is that first second in you meeting them. And then they'll, just for a second, show their true face. Now, if their true face is happy and positive and good intentions, you got nothing to worry about. The ones that are very slick will look at you like this, and they go, oh, hey. That's how you get it in the first second. Always go with your gut. So these types of narcissists, just to cover that, they speak usually in a third person. They never own I or me because they don't want to take responsibility for anything. After all, it's your fault, right? Now, some of these people, they can be friends, co-workers, family members. They're really quite everywhere. And if you live long enough, you're definitely going to meet one of them. So you need to know. Now, as far as if they're telling a story, it's usually inconsistent. There are inconsistencies. The really good ones will cover their tracks, but with time, there's many stories they say, and they don't quite match up the account with it. The other thing is that the lying, let's say, could be mixed in with some truth. So it's very hard to detect. So you can look at different things. Now, someone who's an habitual liar, they're going to cover their tracks, and they're very good at it. They can either look away, especially people aren't very good at it. They'll look away, or they'll hold too much eye contact with you and not be natural. They'll also use words that are, again, third person, but it's more general. Well, everybody knows, or, well, so and so. It's never me. They never have ownership. So that's one thing. Their voice and pitch can change, but generally, again, if they're experts, they're pretty smooth at this. The average person is not, and you will see inflections and irregularity with their speech pattern, as well as sometimes sweating or some uncomfortableness, and they may change the subject. And this is pretty easy to pick up with people that are normal, regular people that occasionally get caught. And again, there's not always bad reasons for not telling the truth. Maybe they didn't want to hurt your feelings or ease the truth or what have you. But it's important to encourage honesty in all your relationships. So when these things happen, we want to not just think about our own reactions and emotions. Hopefully we know what those are, but the other person's and the intentions. And if you do feel like they're not telling you the truth, not to be lying, but just because of they don't want to hurt your feelings, they don't know how to go about saying something, I always say encourage the truth with people, to speak out, to speak freely, and with no repercussions. Whatever happens, we'll work through it. And then at that point, you can decide what you want to do, but listen and allow a space so they can communicate. Because maybe they grew up in a situation or was in a relation or a type of relationship that they couldn't speak the truth. So maybe this is an opportunity for a change for them. And the others that are habitual liars, they're hard to detect. So don't be tough on yourself when you occasionally get hoodooed by them, but just pick yourself up when you start feeling yucky about yourself and you feel like something's off and you feel like you're not in control. Then there's a manipulator at hand. But look, you have total control of your life. in what's going on, and always observe your surroundings and the people that are around you, and they should make you feel brighter and happier each day. And if not, maybe look around and see who that's usually just one person that's getting under your skin that doesn't have the exact pure intentions. So look, believe in yourself. I believe in you. And stay tuned for part 2 on Wednesday when we talk about discerning a situation or a place. So discernment, what is discernment? That is being able, and I'm using it in the spiritual sense, but I'll even take it a little bit more general. Discernment can be able to discern or detect a situation, person, or thing. I'm using it this time spiritually, how to discern, to be able to figure out how to know. In this case, we're talking about a situation or a place. So the first thing is when someone asks you for an opportunity, it could be an opportunity or to go to an event. So let's speak about those two. Opportunity could be a work opportunity, to join a club, go to a party, any of these these type of things. Now, they can seem quite simple, but honestly, if you chose poorly, this could be in a situation where you get in an accident, you're around people you don't like or feel comfortable with, or possibly dangerous. So it's very important, even in situations, to be able to discern that. So how I do it is the first thing, there's 2 ways that you can do this. The first one is when someone said, hey, would you like to go with us to, let's say, on a beach trip? Okay. And it could be that someone asking you, I said, well, who's going? They could name 3 other people. Well, it could be your gut feeling as well. The 4 people involved, 2 of them get along and the other 2 don't. So that might be your answer. But what about if it's trickier? What about if you don't know the other people and there's some unknown factors? So you're left with a question mark on this. So then you would go, what is your gut feeling on this? Initially you could go, wow, it's exciting. I would like to go to the beach. But the second part is maybe not with that person. But initially we may be flattered, we may be excited, but what you want to do is sit on it. So that's the first part. You want to sit on it. Just say, I'll get back to you. Let me see my schedule. You don't have to commit to anyone at that exact moment. Plus, you want to be sure. So you can give it a day. What you can do is put it out to the universe. Is this in my best interest to go? And then I will start feeling a natural excitement. And then I'll start seeing activities we're doing and go, wow, this could work. I just start seeing this. Or I'll get it in a dream. I'll see things we're doing. I'll feel excitement and peaceful about it. But then if it's not exactly meant to work out, I'll start getting a sense of dread. Like, wow, do I want to spend, 4 days with 2 people I don't know really well? What about if they're difficult? What about if they have different hours than me? What about if they want to do different things than me? And then the next question is, who else do I want to spend it with? But even going back more than that, you feel your gut. How does your gut feel? Your heart, even in your heart area, your heart pulls to what you want, and it never really lies about anything. You're going to do exactly what you want to do in the end. Shouldn't do anything that's not going to make you happy, and it's not a win-win. So what about a situation? A situation can be similar. Like a job opportunity, go, wow, that sounds really great on paper. Or even dating someone, you could go, wow, they have all these degrees, they've done all this stuff that sounds really terrific on paper. But in reality, maybe not so. So that's where you want to go with your gut. And I also put it into the universe. I give it to God and to Christ. And I say, hey, I need answers about what to do. And look into the universe to see your answers and signs. It may come on the back of a car tag. I've gotten that one. I've gotten literally signs on the side of a building, like just cracks me up. I've gotten emails before that the headline responded to me in such a perfect way. So we don't really know how can that happen? How can they do? The universe is interacting with us, first of all. How it all works, above my pay grade, but the universe, God, the divine does. So put it out in that way, because what you don't want to do is go into things half-hearted, and then later on you find out you've made a mistake. And it could even be put you in a dangerous situation. Maybe the people are drinking irresponsibly and you really wish you had your own car. I mean, you don't really know, but always go with your gut and the apprehension you feel. Now, the place, how to discern a place, the same thing. You can discern people in it. You can discern an opportunity, but you can also discern a location. I used to have a lady who would send me photographs, and I would just see photographs, and she'd say, discern the location. And I would just open up all my senses, or my super senses. And sometimes I would get whole images, I get dates, I get a history, and maybe that's a lot for the average person, but I would get that. And then she would do the research and find out that was true. And so one of the places was like a place they had slavery and torture on it. I said, I don't think it's a good place to be on that land. I don't think it's positive. Now, ultimately, people have free will, and maybe you don't get those images, or you do. If you allow yourself and know that's possible, you might get it in your dream state. So sometimes you go, yes, it feels peaceful. It feels nice. You can even look at that in your hotel destinations and places you go. You can look at that, sit on it, let it rest in your mind and your heart. And then when you're in a meditative state and you're relaxing, you can get that mental image picture again of that hotel, that resort, whatever, and you can either see yourself there or not. It really does work, but we just need to learn to trust that little quiet voice within our own self, and to trust our own gut. And the biggest thing is, if you have any objections in any way, besides just normal, I don't know if I should leave town or that kind of stuff, but if just like, well, I don't know, then that's okay. Then question that, because many times you don't realize what the answers are to actually do the things that you weren't supposed to. I had this happen to me about 3 years ago. I was going to see a lady. I was going to help her move. I kept feeling dread, but I said, oh no, I must help, because I said I was. I get there. I wasn't fed the whole time. Had to worry about where am I going to get my food. It was a disaster. I was in this crazy schedule that was not my own and not what we discussed. And so I should have followed my gut on that. And so even though it wasn't horrible in terms of I didn't feel in danger, I was really miserable the whole time and wished I was home. So always trust your gut and discernment on that, including even one more quick example is that I was on my way to the grocery store, and I had this feeling, it just came over me. I don't know why, but someone was behind me, and to look, and I was parking my car. And as I did, I looked around, and there was some kind of weird looking weirdo man, disheveled, in the front of the store looking at me. And I just got this rushing feeling and this gut feeling, this person's going to follow me. They're going to follow me. And they've been following me. I just got this. So I never got out of the car. I stayed in the car. I was going to get out. And I got back in. I got back into the car. I didn't go far. And I drove away and went somewhere else. So also follow that too. I mean, even policemen will tell you they definitely use their discernment. Oh boy, I need backup. I'm not going in this neighborhood alone, because you don't want to find yourself not prepared. And the thing is, always trust your inner knowing. It will never mislead you. I believe in you, and keep watching where together we can learn some more spiritual lessons and life's truths together. Have a wonderful day. God bless everybody. Take care. Bye. Please subscribe, like, and make comments, and support this channel by becoming a member. Thank you for your continued support.